Now, everybody who's watching, let's get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas. He's the best Madden scientist there is. I subscribe to him, and if you don't subscribe to, your favorite team is going to lose to the I'm not saying that team.
The self-proclaimed Madden scientist is back today, but it's not the normal kind of Madden science that you see on the channel. Me, myself, I have gone deep into the information that has been released so far for Madden 21. You guys might have seen the reveal trailer and some other little stuff, but today, I shall show you 10 things, maybe actually it'll be more than 10 things because 10 just sounds better for the title than like 13 or 14, so it just let me clickbait. But today I will show you at least 10 things that are new that will be coming to Madden 21 that you might have not seen just yet. Some cool things, some interesting things, just Madden science in a different form today. Let me know in the comment section below if you're excited for Madden 21. I know I'm not going to be in the comments because I'm not excited for Madden 21. First thing comes from the revealed trailer, a little screenshot of Devontae Adams doing the Lambeau leap. Now, this is the first bit of footage that we have seen of the new celebrations. They did say celebrations are going to be a little bit different this year, some new ones and some more complete user-controlled celebrations. And this is the first time I have seen in maybe 5-10 years of Madden, and maybe it's the first time ever that we've seen players in Madden actually be able to celebrate in the stands with the fans. Just a little teaser was shown in the reveal trailer, and I don't know, I find this a little cool. And the first of many tidbits that come from Face of the Franchise, Rise to Fame, the new edition of Face of the Franchise, this year for Madden 21. Cool thing, you get to start this year in high school. Last year you got to start in college, you got to play in the college football playoff, but this year it returns and you can create yourself and begin your career as a quarterback in high school where you'll attempt to lead your team to a state championship. So it's the first bit of high school action that we get to see since Long Shot, and we all know Long Shot wasn't that great. Like it was cool, it was like a nice little movie, but it wasn't anything you got to actually play. We haven't been able to play like a high school state championship game type setting since we did have the NCAA football Road to Glory, so I think it'll be the most intricate high school play that we'll have since then. Next, a pretty cool tidbit that we did get leaked from the PlayStation Store is the fact that this year we're going to have live playbooks. That means this year, in Madden 21 gameplay, whether it be Ultimate Team or head-to-head, or just in a simple connected franchise or an online franchise, the live playbooks mean throughout the season, they'll be able to add new plays constantly. New plays we see throughout the season, or if one team runs a little bit more different of an offense than what Madden expects with their original playbook, they'll be able to change that throughout the year. So all year, the playbooks will be able to be updated, and they won't be the same old as you get in the release. So I find that, that's pretty cool. Next, we briefly got to see it in the reveal trailer, but yes, this year in Madden 21, we do get a new scoreboard. You might think the gameplay looks the same, which, I'm not gonna lie, it does look pretty similar to Madden 20. Like, to me personally, it looks like they could just take the Madden 20 cover and just slap a 1 over the 0 and make it Madden 21. There's no difference from what that would be. But there is at least a new scoreboard. I think it looks pretty slick. Like, you guys let me know in the comment section below. I think I actually like this scoreboard a little bit better than last year's scoreboard. It looks simple, but I like it. At least it's a change. So I know everybody likes to complain each year if there's not a new scoreboard. So at least, at bare minimum, we're paying $60 for a new scoreboard. Next, what you got to see at the beginning of the reveal trailer is that the Las Vegas Raiders' new stadium is going to be in the game. It's going to be the first year, obviously, that they're the Las Vegas Raiders in real life, so it's going to be the first year. They're going to be the Las Vegas Raiders in Madden 21. And the new stadium is going to be in the game. It's going to be an absolute insane stadium, probably the second craziest stadium in the NFL behind Jerry's World. But you see how it looks in real life, and you see how it looks at the beginning of the Madden 21 reveal trailer. We didn't get to see inside the stadium, but it still looks sick. It looks cool. So at least we have a new stadium that we can play in for Madden 21. Back to Face of the Franchise, and just like last year, you do get to play in college. So you get to pick the college that you commit to after high school, and it says you'll be able to pick between 10 Division I schools. Now, unfortunately, we don't know yet if it's going to be the same schools as last year, or if there's going to be some different schools this year. I know there were 10 schools last year that were in the game, so it looks like we don't have more than 10 selections, so it's not more schools than last year, but I'm hoping there's a few different schools that we can pick this year. And also this year, the big thing is you'll be able to play 2 seasons of the college football playoffs where you'll attempt to win not 1 but 2 NCAA championships. So big thing this year, you get to play 2 seasons of the college football playoffs. I'm excited though. Like, this is probably honestly Face of the Franchise from last year to this year is probably the most excited I am for anything in Madden 21. So actually, a late addition to the video, as this is being recorded after the video was done. It looks like Tony Romo is coming back to Madden. In Madden 21, there are some leaked screenshots that do say you can get Elite Tony Romo in Madden Ultimate Team if you do pre-order Madden NFL 21. So who knows what his rating is going to be. It's been a few years, obviously, as Tony Romo has retired from the NFL. He's now like the best play-by-play broadcaster in the league. But as you guys see, Tony Romo coming back to Madden. So if you are a Cowboys fan, I'm sure you're probably pretty excited about this. Also, big news, and was the #1 complaint from the first year face of the franchise. Yes, you'll be able to have the chance to switch between running back or wide receiver. Last year, everybody was kind of mad you could only play quarterback. Well, this year, you can play quarterback, running back, or wide receiver, and it does say you'll have the opportunity to do so while you're in college. Unfortunately, this year, no defensive positions you can pick from, but I'm expecting they'll just expand on face of the franchise each and every year. So at least at bare minimum, we get 3 different positions that we can play in face of the franchise this year. Next thing is, yes, XFactor abilities are back in Madden 21. XFactor 2.0, it says new XFactor abilities fresh out the lab. Looks like Madden's trying to become scientists themselves, but you know what? I'm the only person that can have that title. Personally, I think this is a good thing. I think X-Factors are probably the coolest thing they have added into a new Madden. Probably since they came out with like the draft mode. I think it's like the best gameplay thing they've had in the game probably in 10-15 years. So I'm glad they're coming back. Yes, obviously they need some balancing. Yes, there's some things that are stupid that do need to be fixed. But I think X-Factors are a great thing that has been added to Madden. And not only am I glad that they're not removing them, I am excited to see how they can take the X-Factor things to the next level. And especially coming out on a new freaking platform, new generation of consoles in the Xbox Series X and for the PlayStation 5. Now the last bit of face of the franchise tidbit, which is something not a lot of people probably picked up from the Gridiron notes that were revealed when they did release the revealed trailer, is the fact that at the NFL Combine this year, you'll be able to test your skills and run the iconic 40-yard dash. The reason that's a big deal is because last year, yeah, you got to participate in the Combine. All you did was kind of throw passes. But this year, you actually get to run the 40-yard dash, which I think is the first time you'll actually be able to run the 40-yard dash yourself since like Madden 08 or Madden 2009 Superstar mode. You see all of us YouTubers every single year our Madden dies down. Let's go back and play in the old Superstar mode. Well, this year, finally, I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be exactly how it was back in the Superstar mode back in Madden 08, Madden 09. I hope it's different because I sucked at that. I was like a plus 540 every single time. But the cool thing is, one way or another, we do get to run the 40-yard dash in this year's face of the franchise in the NFL Combine. Next, I believe this bit of information is extremely important, and a lot of people, including myself, was curious about this. If you do buy Madden 21 on the PlayStation 4 or on the Xbox One, if you do end up purchasing the next-gen console, whether it be the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X, you can, for no cost, upgrade and get Madden 21 on the next-gen console. So if I spend $60 or $90 on the MVP edition of Madden 21 on the Xbox One when it comes out, whenever I do buy the Xbox Series X, I can get Madden 21 MVP edition for no additional cost. Next, I find this pretty cool, is now D-line usering will be pretty useful on defense. I mean, not everybody might do it. It might not be the meta of Madden 21, but this year, on defense, if you're using a defensive line, you have full control of your pass rush moves and your block sheds. It said it'll be now controlled on the right analog stick. You'll have full control to choose the exact rush move you want and when you want to do it. The way they have it set up is super cool, it sounds like. Hopefully it's not too OP, and I like the fact that it's only when you're using it. So like, thank God it's not going to be a CPU thing and be like super overpowered. But the fact that now you actually have a benefit of using the defensive line, I think is pretty cool. Now, a little bit of nerdy gameplay information. This year we're actually going to have adaptive AI. Now, this has been a talking point from people that play Madden for years and years and years, that if your opponent is running the same play on offense over and over and over again, your CPU should automatically adapt to that and know what play's coming next, because it would in real life, right? Like if somebody in real life was running slants every single play, the defense would eventually be like, hey man, I need to be here and be able to cover this slant. Now everybody has their arguments back and forth, like if you suck at Madden, you should be able to stop the slant. And yeah, I understand that too, but just bite me. I'm just using this as a talking point. But this year, it's finally being implemented, but it's only going to be used by the CPU controlled teams. Now, I'm kind of confused because I feel like this has already been a thing being used by the CPU, because I feel like if you run the same play over and over again, for the most part, they end up stopping it. But now it's a for sure thing, so if you run the same play in offense over and over again, they'll eventually be able to stop it. And same thing defensively. If you run like cover 3 every single play, the QBs and the offensive play calling will eventually be changed for them to be able to actually beat your defense. Now, this one is an extremely interesting talking point that I've seen a few people on Twitter discuss, but I'm sure a lot of you haven't heard about this. Now, what makes it so interesting is that EA eventually changed this article to be worded a little bit different, but they did at one point have it worded like this, so it could be a thing. As you see highlighted, it says, even though our next generation experience will include new features unavailable to the prior generation, players who purchase an Xbox Series X will be able to upgrade from Madden NFL 21 Xbox One to the Xbox Series X experience at no additional cost. But as you see that, apparently we're getting new features on the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 that you won't get on Madden 21 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Now, we have literally no idea what this could mean. This could be different game modes, different things in the gameplay, but just the fact that there's a little bit more possibility of some new things added if you get Madden 21 on the next gen, it excites me. Now, it might be a letdown. There probably will be a letdown knowing EA Sports, but the fact that they word it like this and saying that there'd be some new features, maybe some new game modes on Madden 21 for Series X and PlayStation 5, it's a little exciting. And last but not least, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this, but I did want to talk about it, the Madden 21 cover with Lamar Jackson on the front of it. Now, this is obviously a lot different than what we've seen in past Maddens. I did see a little inside info that the fact that it went this way is because obviously with the COVID-19 stuff, they couldn't fly Lamar Jackson out and do the photo shoot like they normally do, so they had to go a different way. Now, I do feel like I could have done this because this is literally just like squares of Lamar Jackson on a cover. Like, I feel like a billion-dollar company could have came up with a better cover, even though they didn't get the annual photo shoot with the cover athlete. But I mean, it looks okay. It looks cool. Obviously, you see the original edition, the deluxe edition, and the MVP edition. The MVP edition is literally just a black and white picture of Lamar Jackson, a freaking square. So I mean, I feel like their Photoshop team and their graphics team could have done a better job, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But still, at the same time, I feel like I can make this cover.